Okay. So anyway, so let's start with the initial setup. So start with preferences. Um, I don't know why it's not actually loading on mine. Okay, there it is. And then down, I think, what was it? I think it was, where is it? I'm trying to find it again. All right, here. So over here, in pan, zoom, and orbit shortcuts, you can change the way that you navigate through the software. So if you have previous experience with like SolidWorks or like Inventor, Tinkercad, you can basically copy the same navigation features or the controls. So I think it would be like hitting the middle, hitting the mouse button is like different from Fusion to like SolidWorks. But yeah, you can like pick whichever setting you want. For me, I like Fusion, so I just leave it as it is. For units, we like to use millimeters. That's just because it's more in reference with like actual 3D printing because they use like millimeters for like the nozzle and layer height and stuff like that. So if you go down to default units and then design over here, you can click, you can change it from inches to millimeters. And then don't forget to click apply after you've done the settings so that it saves. So then we go into the UI. So the UI can be broken down to these different sections. Um, so the first one is just like the application bar. It's just like these things over here. So if I click this button, it opens up like my files, and I can like access any files that I've created. This is just my personal one. This isn't the 3D4U one, but as you can see, like I have a bunch of different files that I can access. And you can also close it by hitting this grid button again. File is basically like file in any other application. You can create a new design, open a design, save, export. And there's also some undo and redo features. I just use Control Z and Control Y for redo. This is your profile. There's nothing very special about this. And then our toolbar. So we have like a bunch of different, I guess you'd say features, or like they're more like workspaces. The ones that we'll typically use is design, and that's because it helps us create a 3D model from like nothing. Um, but yeah, we can also change like from solid to surface to sheet metal. Surface is a pretty interesting one because you can create some cool organic like shapes um, and create some smooth surfaces. But for the sake of this workshop, we'll be focusing on like solid. The view cube, so it's on the top left or top right over here. So you can basically, if I create a, if I just create a, I can create a box very quickly. I can like, I can, for me, I'm using shift and the mouse button, like the scroll button, to like orbit through the view. As you can see, it's like actually changing this view cube. If I only want to see like the right, I can click the right screen and it'll only show me like this orthogonal view. But it's very useful. And then 5, we have the browser. So if you have like different sketches or like different sketches, different planes and stuff, um, then you can like access them here. Same thing with bodies and stuff. Also, you can export a body if you go to the bodies over here, click on the one that you want, right click it, and then you can save as STL, and then you can export it then. That's a pretty useful feature. So this one over here, if you right click, then you can see all these features over here. An important one that we use is press pull and delete. But yeah. And our timeline is like actually one of the, in my opinion, it's like one of the most important things. So for timeline, it allows you to like go back in steps. I think if I open, I'll open this, for example. This just as a demo. So as you can see here, this is like, I guess you would say a finished product, right? But I can go back in my timeline to like change some of the features. So in this case, I got rid of like a mirror, and then I can go back to however I want. So I can go back to like its most basic component if I wanted to. And then also you can like drag these. I'm not actually gonna do it because it'll break this, but you can like change the order in which features are applied. So if you wanted to extrude something before you fill it, but you did it the other way around, you can fix this by just moving the order of which the features happened. And then we have the orbit. We have these controls. So for me, I use the scroll wheel to like zoom in and zoom out. I use the shift and middle mouse button to pan around or orbit around. And then I just use the middle mouse button to pan. Yeah. They might be different depending on which preferences you picked earlier, but this is for me with Fusion. And then, yeah, there are some different ways to navigate. We're gonna skip over these because some of them include like different devices like tablets and Macs. But yeah, just to go over the mouse ones, which is very important. Scrolling is for zooming. Holding the mouse button is for panning, and then shift plus the middle mouse button is to orbit. And then let's ignore that one. Okay. So then let's start with a practice thing. So first we'll go to create up here, and then we'll do a box, and then we'll click the bottom plane over here. So it's X, Y. It's kind of hard to see. So in this case, I'm going to click the top so I can get a better view. And then you want to click the center, and then just like drag it out. It's okay if you click right now because you can change the measurements later. But for me, I want to do it now. So what I'll do is I'll click tab to alternate between the length and the height, or the length and the width. And then I'll type in my numbers. So in this case, we want both a length and a width of 100. So I'll type in 100, do tab, and I'll do 100. As you can see, it's like locked. So then it will stay as 100 millimeters no matter what I move. And then I'll just left click, and then it creates like this. It creates like this box. And then over here, I want to change my height to 50 millimeters. So I'll change that over here. You can change if you clicked earlier. So if I go back and then kind of lost, so I click the home button. So I click here. If you just click on a random corner, like if you did accidentally, that's totally fine. You can change the length right now over here. So you can change it to 100, 100, and then we'll go to 50. And then we'll click OK. So then now we'll have this box. And then now we'll create a hole. So you go to create. It's already like shortcut over here, but not all the features are shortcut. So you can also click on this drag down button, and you can find it. I'm going to click this whole button right here. And then I'm going to click the top of this plane, or this face. And then I'm going to left click the center of this and drag it to this dot over here, which is the center of the box. And then afterwards, so over here, there are some different features for like how you want to create the hole, as if how do you delete the components? So if you wanted to delete this box, you can right click and then click delete. Or sorry, I think it was, actually no, not the face, it was the body. So you right click and you click delete, and it'll delete it. You can also do it on like the other. yeah, you can also use the timeline. But yeah, let me go back to create a box real quick. Feel free to like interrupt me, by the way, if you guys have like any questions. So then I'll click the top view. You can change like a bunch of settings for the holes. In this case, we want to change the extent. So instead of doing it from 30 to 50. How did you select the box properties? So let me make this whole real quick. So once you're creating the box, after you create your length and your width, you can you're gonna see this this menu, and then over here you can change the length, width, and height specifically. So yeah, so then you would want your length 100, width 100, and so on. But yeah. Anyways, I think that answered your question. So let's move on. So then I'll move my timeline forward so that I can have the hole again. Also, this is extra, so I'm gonna delete it. So now you want to round the edges. So you want to right click on an empty area and then go to press pull. And then you want to left click here and then, oops, is it not working? Okay, yeah. Left click and then drag down to hover over the entire box. And then now you selected everything. So then now you can, what was it? I think it was shift or, yeah, you can click shift to deselect some things or reselect them. In my case, we want to get rid of the top, the bottom, and the inside face, along with these circle edges over here. And then we want to change the radius to 8 millimeters. It's totally fine if you didn't select the right edges beforehand. So, so let's say your thing looks like this, and you see that, oh, I have this thing over here. I have this rounded circle part that I don't want. You can click Control, and then it goes back to the like the selection area, and you can like deselect it, and then like go back and click like the correct edges you want. So then, as you can see, this is how I want it to look like, and I want it to have a radius of 8 millimeters. So I'll click OK. And then now let's just save this. So now you can go over here and click save. You can name it whatever you want. So, and then you can change the location on where you're saving it. So I'm just gonna save it here. And then, yeah, so then let's say you want to like re-access it. So so let's say this is closed and now you have nothing. You can open the data panel showing it this grid icon. And then you can look for the thing that you made. So in this case, I want to open my first box. And then now it's opened again. But yeah. So in Fusion 360, everything is stored in the cloud. So you don't really have to worry about whether your laptop can hold everything because Fusion will hold it for you. And then now you can change the visibility of some things. So in the cases where you have like multiple objects or like multiple features, sometimes you don't want to like necessarily see them. So then you click on this eye icon and then you'll hide all bodies. If you want to do a specific one, you can click this drop down button for bodies, and then you can go to the specific one you want, and then you can hide it. And then, yeah, you can also play around with the timeline. And then, yeah, that's so that's pretty much it that I had planned for the first workshop. Yeah, it's a relatively basic one because it's like the first one of the quarter. Do you guys have any questions? How did you get the? Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, just feel free to stop me next time. So to do the fillet, we'll right click on a empty area, and then we'll do press pull, and then we'll left click and drag down to the entire box. Okay, yeah, I can start over. Yeah, I'll start over then. So let's just start over from the entire beginning. So I'll create a sketch, or I'll create, and then I'll click the box feature. And then I want to click on this bottom plane. So I'll click down here. And then I want one of my corners to align with the center of the field. So I'll click on this. This is a, I think it was a CG. Yeah, center of gravity for like the physics symbol. So then you click over here. And then you want to just drag out. You can click tab to change the values immediately. It doesn't really matter because you can change it later in the feature settings. I'll just do it right now just for simplicity's sake. And then for the height, I want to change it to 50. So I'll change it over here and I'll click OK. Next, I'll create a hole. So I'll click this hole feature or hole icon up here. And then I'll click the top of this box. And then I'll drag down the center of this hole to the center of the box. So there's like a dot, as you if you can see over here, and that's the center of the box. So I can it'll like lock onto it. And then next, we want to change the extent to all, so that the hole goes through the entire box. And then finally, we want to change the diameter to 50 millimeters. It's already there. So then I'll click OK. And then next, we want to do fillet. So we can right click and then do press pull. And then to select the whole box, we'll left click and drag down to select everything. So it should look like this. And then now we selected everything. But if we just did it immediately, so if we had 8 millimeters right now, we would have these two. We would have like these two rounded edges in the center, but we don't want that. We only want rounded edges on like the corners of the box like this. So then what we can do is we can click Control and it'll like go back to the menu where you can select things. And in which case we want to get rid of the edge over here on the top and also on the bottom. And then we also want to get rid of the top face, the center face, and this bottom face over here. So then I'll click Control, click the top face, so it's deselected. Click the cylinder over here, so it's also deselected, and also on the bottom right here. So then now it should look like this. And then I'll click, and then it changes to 8 millimeters, so I'll click OK. And then, yeah. And then now, if we ever wanted to like edit this feature, so let's say I wanted to change it from 8 to 5 millimeters, I can right click this and do edit feature. And then I can change this from 8 millimeters to 5. And now we have like a more narrow rounded edge. And then, yeah. Do you guys want me to go over like saving a file and reopening it, or is that good? Okay, sure. So So in order to save, you can click the save button up here. Every time you do like a new save, it'll create like a new version. So you can like type in a tiny comment if you want. Personally, I don't use this, so I'll just click OK. You can also do like save as, so it'll show you like this menu over here when you do like a freshly new save. And then you can select where you want to save it in. So you can do it in like, I'll just do it in here because that's what I want to. And then I'm not gonna actually click save because I already saved it, but you get the idea. You can click save. And then if I want to like reopen it, so let's say I closed it accidentally and I want to reopen it, I can click this grid panel and it'll show me all of my previous like work. And then I can navigate to find my like my design. So I click my first box and then I can close this. Both buttons do the same thing. And then now I have my feature. But yeah. But yeah. And then we can like also re-edit some features if you want. But then yeah, that's how you like reopen it. Is there anything else?
Might be fun to go over like doing a line art kind of thing that you had done, like with the dolphin.
Oh yeah, sure, I can do that. So so there's like this line art thing. So if you can basically trace over an image and like create like a fancy keychain. So in this case, I'm gonna do
like a Bruin bear or something like that.
Okay, let's do a Bruin bear. So you can type in on Google like Bruin bear line art. This is just so that it's kind of easy to draw. It's like it's already a sketch, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna save this as an image. And then over here, so if we created like a new design, we can click insert, or actually no, we can do create sketch, click on the bottom sketch or the bottom plane down here, and then we can do insert. And then I want to insert a, I think you can insert an image here. Is it not here? I think it was here.
It might be canvas.
Huh?
It might be canvas.
Oh, canvas. Okay. Thanks. And then we can click on our bear image over here. And then should be. And then if you click down on the bottom plane, it'll create like it'll import the image. So this is so that you can like trace through and like just like have a reference while you're sketching. So I'm gonna zoom in. And I want this to be slightly bigger. So I'm gonna click this rounded corner over here and I'm gonna drag it out. This is probably a good size. And then I'll click OK. So then now we have like this bear thing, but it's only an image. It's not actually a sketch. So I can actually click this drop down button and click the eye to like hide it if it gets annoying. And then over here on create, I can click fit point spline. And then it basically creates like these curved edges or curved lines, which can create like these organic surfaces, I guess you'd say. So I'm gonna start with the corner up here, and then you can kind of just like click on a new like somewhere on the bear and just like try to trace along the bear. It might be hard to see. Let me zoom in a bit. And then you can also click the middle mouse button to like pan around. So as you can see, I click like these lines over here. And then I can keep tracing. And then like anytime I feel like, oh, this isn't really matching, and I want to like end this spline, I can click this check mark button here and then it'll like create it. So now if I turn off this, then as you can see, I have like a line kind of. Oops, I did not mean to include that. But yeah, so I have like a line over here, and then I can keep continuing my work. It doesn't have to be this bear. It can be like any other type of image. A good example of this is so Mark created a gene block cookie cutter using this feature. So
Oh, yeah, I can pull it up in a second.
yeah, so he imported a picture of like gene block, our chancellor, and then he would like sketch over his entire face, and then afterwards he can like, oh, I don't see the sketch tab. This is supposed to come with the version provided. So if you're already in a sketch, it won't show the sketch tab. So if you like, so I'm gonna edit the sketch. It will get rid of this. It'll get rid of this toolbar, and it'll show it'll show something else. If you don't see a sketch tab, that could mean either you're in the wrong workspace. So maybe you're in drawing.
That usually means
really,
that you're not, you haven't selected a sketch.
yeah. But anyways, so we can go back to like drawing, I guess. So let me turn on the bear. Why isn't my bear showing? Okay, that's weird. Okay, I could have sworn the bear was here earlier. Oh, that's why. Okay. Let's go back to editing this feature. Oh, I know why. So a good example of this is that it shows the sketch first, but then it imports the image. But I need the image to reference, or I need the image first so that I can see I can trace along with it. So I can drag this icon to the left, and then the order in which the file sees it is that you imported a image and then you create a sketch. So then now when I go back here and I do edit sketch, it should show, yeah. So then now I can go back to tracing. So I do fit point spline, and I go down, create like this bear. I'll try to do it very quickly so that I can show you guys the next feature. If you want to create just a straight line, you can click line. I think the hotkey for this is L. And then you can just create a line. So let me just do this real quick. Okay. And then I want to create the leg. So if you hover over a line and there's like this X symbol, it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, I don't think zooming in will make it better. There's like this X symbol, that means it will be like intersecting with the line, and you want things to like intersect because like if let's say you like create a box, but there's like a gap on the top, then it wouldn't be able to extrude because it's not a complete face. So in here, I want to extrude later. So I want to make sure it's intersecting. And then I can keep going with the drawing. Yeah, and now I can click OK. And then as you see here is like a complete shape. So that's why it's like kind of highlighted. And then now I can keep continuing this. So here. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. It's good. And then I'll do some lines real quick. because I want the face to be more pronounced. Then we're okay. Yep. Okay, now you see the body is highlighted, and I can do this last leg here. So keep clicking. And then, yeah. So then now, once I finish the sketch, I don't really need this image, so I can click the eye icon. And then now I have like this bear genetic shape. So what you can do is you can extrude, which means to like pull out the face. The hotkey is E, but I'm just gonna click up here. And then you can select the face that you want. So I'm gonna click on the main one, and I'm gonna do a distance of, let's just say like 10 millimeters. Or actually, no, that's kind of big. Let's do 5. So then now it's like kind of pulled out quite literally. And then I'll click OK to create a new body. But now I only have like the 2 legs, but I drew like 4. So let's say I wanted to extrude the rest of the legs. So I'll click sketch over here to see it. And then I can click E, and I can select these paws. And to add kind of like a depth to this thing, I'm gonna extrude it only like halfway, so that it looks like it's like kind of behind. And then you want to make sure the operation is at join, so that it combines the 2 bodies together into one. You can also use cut to do the opposite. So let's say you had a body, but you want to remove some things, you can use cut to cut through it. So then, yeah, so I'll click OK. And then now I have like this bear icon, I guess you'd say, or like this bear keychain. And then let's say I wanted to like add a ring to it, kind of like, I guess it's butt. So I can go to sketch. I can do edit sketch over here. So if you right click, and then now over here, I want to create a circle. You can click C for the hotkey, but I'll click this. And then you can create like 2 circles. So I'm gonna do 10, and then I'm gonna do 8, just so that it's a ring. And I'll click finish sketch. And although I don't have it here yet, I can. So let's say you wanted to create a new extrude for the keychain. You could do it separately. So I could just click the extrude button and do the same height. So let's say I do 5. But then what if I wanted to change this this original bear part so that it extrudes a height of 10? So if I do this and I change it to 10, as you can see, this thing doesn't line up. And it'd be very cumbersome to edit both of these at the same time, or do it one by one, because you would probably forget about it. So what I could do is actually I can remove this feature, or I can delete this feature, and I can go back and edit this extrusion, and I can select this ring part here and add it to the extrusion feature. So then now, if I ever wanted to change the entire thing, I can change it to like 10, and it matches correctly. But yeah, this is like kind of one of the nice things about Fusion 360 is that you can go back to edit some features, and if you design correctly, you can make it so that all you have to do is just change a few values instead of like having to go into each and every feature and change them one by one, like nitty gritty. But yeah, this was like a yeah, this is just like another thing that we had in case the first one ended too quickly. But yeah. Guys have any questions?
So just asking, if you have a original sketch and then you do something like extrude it and anything else, if you change the original sketch, will it automatically update to reflect that in the extrude?
So it won't, because you're not selecting the, or it kind of depends. So let's say I want to go back to the sketch. So I'll do edit sketch here. And I don't know if you noticed earlier, but when I created a circle and I like dragged it into here and I click finish, it didn't like actually extrude the rest of the circle. And that's because we didn't select the face. We didn't select this part when we're doing the extrusion thing. And that's because it just wasn't there. However, I think if you like change the points and where they're at, so if I made it like really bendy like this, it'll reflect properly. So then, as you can see, since I wanted to extrude, this face. So it's kind of hard to see, but if I want to extrude this face, and the face changes, then it would reflect accordingly. But if you create like an entirely new, like a new face, like the circle that I drew earlier, then it won't recognize it, and that's just because it didn't know it was there. Does that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Are there any other questions?
Another thing to add, if you're having trouble following along with that, because we did go a little fast at times, we're happy to just kind of hop into Discord, call you through one-on-one, and we can screen share and kind of walk you through some of the steps as well. So some of us are sitting in Discord right now if you need help.
So it's pretty minor, but I used to work on like Onshape and online thing in Blender, so it kind of bothers me just a little bit that the middle mouse is used to pan instead of tilt. Is there a way that I can change that? Because all the ones I've tried just keep that option the same.
I'm not sure if you can change it specifically.
I had the exact same issue, so I messed around a little bit. SolidWorks, like the SolidWorks option gives you orbiting with your middle mouse button, but instead of shift plus middle mouse for pan like it is in Blender, it's control and middle mouse.
Okay.
And your shift plus middle mouse becomes zoom. And I don't see any way to change that, and it's really irritating.
Yeah. I'll admit, like, I changed my Blender to be like Fusion, so I had the opposite problem, but I believe if you tweak around the settings a bit, you should be able to find something. But sorry that we can't offer a better answer than that.
It's fine, thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys have project hours from 7 to 8 after this, right?
Yeah. So typically how our project hours work is that we'll just go like straight after the workshop, or yeah, straight after like the workshop. Should we start workshop hours early or no?
Yeah, because I think we're pretty much done with this lesson. So if you guys want to join us in Discord, we'll be hanging there. But yeah, so typically we'll run it where we'll all hop in a call at the start just to kind of go over what we're talking about, and then we'll break off into different teams. So we'll go over that a bit more at the actual workshop hours, how we plan on doing that. But yeah, so we'll switch over to Discord afterwards just because it's a bit easier to manage between different teams that way.
Thank you.
Awesome. So hopefully that was a good introduction to some basic tools with Fusion 360. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to message any of us. But for now, I think that's a pretty good start. It's a good intro to just kind of like how sketches work and how to draw different shapes and everything. Hopefully you guys found that useful. And thank you, Ryan, for putting together this presentation.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to stop the recording for now, though.
Okay.